Hey, internet friends, cousins, and scoundrels. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Pull up a chair, honey, and let's have a chat. And since the algorithm really likes it when you interact with the content, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe since you're here. Now I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get right into this. So in today's fuckery news, Stormi and Carlos lied. Looks like we're just basically making up stories now, right? Is that what y'all are doing? This whole Stormi went to jail because of a fan narrative is fake news. And for what exactly? Just to get the timelines popping? Why lie when the truth will do? Listen, the fact is this case was dismissed, right? But not because it was proven that the allegations were completely unfounded. No, it was dropped as a request of the person who filed them, content creator Black Titanic. And shout out to her because she posted the full docs on her page. So if you want to see how this mess actually went down and not the Carlos King remix, head on over to her channel. Go ahead, check the receipts for yourself. The link is in the description box below. Now, at this point, I am thoroughly convinced something's really going on behind the scenes, right? The lengths Carlos King is going to attack Mel has now crossed into beyond outrageous territory. We're attacking grandmas at this point. This is nuts. Not only that, we're talking about, at this point, 2 full seasons dedicated to going after Mel's fan base. A fan base tied directly to Love and Marriage Huntsville, which, let's not forget, Carlos proudly claims is the highest rated show on the OWN network. And if that's the case, why the hell are we spending so much time attacking the very people who helped make this show a success? Every week, we're seeing a new strategy to tear down Mel and her supporters. And honestly, this is starting to feel more like a personal vendetta than just manufactured drama for entertainment. This is really something else altogether. When LAMH first hit our screens, it was like a breath of fresh air because it wasn't just another cookie cutter reality show. It was real, it was raw, it was unfiltered, and that was just Mel and Martel's story. But they didn't carry the season all alone. At least initially, we had Tisha and Marceau putting their whole family dynamic out there for us to dissect. And then we met Kimmy, the sensible one, or so we thought, and her fiance, the oversexed walking red flag, Maurice. And let's be clear, while the drama had us all hooked, it was the business angle, the comeback group, that tied this whole show together. This wasn't just about messy reality TV moments. It was about building something tangible. We got to witness these couples out there hustling, creating, and expanding. And that was the real heart of the show. We watched the rise of Black LAMH, saw Mel grind to make Embrace a reality, and witnessed the many ups and downs of the Holt & Holtz ventures. Credit One was even making some moves. And don't get me started on that endless grand opening of Madani. And honestly, that never-ending ribbon cutting ceremony gave everybody some much needed comic relief, and still to this day we are laughing at that shit. Let's be real. But it all represented something bigger: Black entrepreneurship, legacy building, and a commitment to creating something that lasts. That was what made the show special. That's the part of the story we need back. But now the entire focus has shifted to tearing Mel down. And not just her, but her fan base, the people who put this show on the map. We are sitting at 2 full seasons now dedicated to tearing down the very fans who made LAMH OWN's highest rated show. It's clear we've gone from meaningful storylines to something else. And for what? Because at this point, it's looking more like a takedown mission than anything rooted in real life. Look, Carlos is out here having full-blown meltdowns online. I mean, this man is losing it, all because the fans are finally saying enough is enough. The viewers are done. tapped out, exhausted from this endless loop of toxicity served up as if it's supposed to be Black excellence. Let's be real. The audience didn't sign up for a show that piles on one person for sport. They didn't tune in to see abusers get coddled. They didn't tune in to see made up storylines. And they damn sure didn't tune in to see side dudes and side chicks all over the screen. No. Fans are just asking for a balance, for a little decency in the storyline and some transparency. It's not that deep. And let's keep it all the way real. Carlos, your audience has been begging for you to bring back focus on these couples' businesses, to highlight the real hustle, the achievements, and the growth we saw in the beginning. We want to see the wins and the losses, the failures and the successes. But instead, it's been straight up nonstop bullshit with barely any mention of the impressive business moves that some of these people are actually making. We're talking about love and marriage. But none of these folks are in love. Where's the business? But we're calling this shit Black excellence. Make it make sense. This is Black bullshit. This is honestly getting disgusting. So let me ask it really plainly. Why go through such lengths to villainize Mel and her fan base? We're not talking about just a little shade here and there. This has turned into a full-on character assassination. At this point, it's not only her castmates in on it, but Carlos himself seems to be actively recruiting big YouTubers to join in this smear campaign. And rumor has it that he's even paying large gossip sites to post negative content about the mellometers. Is this really what it's come to? And now that we've had time to unpack the details that Black Titanic has laid out for us, shit looks even crazier, right? We now know that Stormy's warrant was not for harassing communications, as she so casually stated on the show, but for allegedly threatening that content creator with a firearm and for disorderly conduct. So when she talked about the harassing communications on the show, did she misspeak? Or was this an intentional way to downplay Martell's actual DV charge for harassing communications in the 3rd degree? Because listen, that's a huge difference. And the timing doesn't look good either, right? Because we all know now that Stormy quit the show back in April. Look, she was heading out the door. And why not do Carlos one last favor before she leaves, right? Especially since she and Mel aren't friends. Hell, she don't like Mel. She damn sure don't like her fan base. So it seems a little bit too convenient, if you ask me. Look, I genuinely believe that Carlos wants Mel gone, right? To me, it's too obvious. But here's the thing, right? The rumor has it that both Mel and Martell have contracts that are directly with OWN as executive producers, not with Kingdom Reign, right? So maybe Carlos can't just give either of them the boot when he feels like it. It may be more complex than that. And if that's the case and he can't just fire Mel outright like he did with Destiny or Wanda, he's using Plan B, right? And Plan B is using Mel's own castmates to provoke her, break her down, and ultimately just run her off the show. It's a tactic that works at Bravo, and clearly it's his go-to move in his other Love and Marriage franchise. I mean, wasn't Winter practically bullied off her show while Carlos just sat there, watched, and did nothing about it? And hey, it's a brilliant move on the surface, right? Because it looks like the person leaving made a choice. But in reality, it's a setup. The environment gets so nasty, so toxic that staying isn't even an option, right? It's a matter of survival, not choice. It's a calculated, manipulative tactic designed to make it seem like the person leaving was just over it or couldn't handle the heat, when in fact they were cornered and left with no real options. And let's be clear, Mel isn't new to the game. She sees the setup, but the difference is she's not playing along. She's standing her ground, and that's exactly why they keep coming at her so hard. The usual tricks aren't working. He done been out here recruiting the castmates. He's brought in these YouTubers with these mega platforms, might be sliding some blog sites some money to spin some narratives. And he's even gotten people from other reality shows to sit up and talk shit about Mel and her fan base every single Monday. And all of it's falling flat. Every last bit of it. Falling flat. Can you see the desperation? Because hell, I can. But listen, all Carlos has managed to do was trigger Mel supporters and the diehard fans, the melometers, to dig in even deeper and rally around this lady like never before. The shit done backfired, hell. The more he pushed this smear campaign, the more the melometers pushed back. And they pushed back hard. They called for a full-on season blackout, basically taking their support away, not from Mel, but from Carlos, by refusing to watch LAMH and any other show he's touched. They hit him where it hurts, in the ratings. Now look, Marceau laughed at the idea, thinking that a handful of people on the internet couldn't possibly make a difference. He even hopped on his IG platform and called the blackout crazy and useless. Well, I guess the joke's on him, because those numbers spoke loud and clear. The ratings tanked. And it wasn't just LAMH that took a hit. The whole Carlos King empire is on life support right now. LAMD is flopping, Bad and Bougie is a distant memory, Bell Collective is hanging on by a thread, and I haven't heard a peep about that Houston real estate show in a minute. Is that shit even still in production? Look, I know it's killing them. And that's why I believe the fan base, the melometers, have become an unofficial cast member. The outright lies and smear campaign against an entire fan base is nasty work. Nasty. Now, using Carlos's own words, about 10 people are out here running amok online, right? This isn't an epidemic. That's barely a nuisance. And if we're going to keep it 100, 2 of those so-called troublemakers aren't even melometers. So now we're down to 8 anonymous randos. That can be anybody, right? So unless someone proves otherwise, I'm not buying that these 8 people are even fans of the show at all, let alone dedicated Mel supporters. So you can miss me with it, okay? I believe Carlos is out here trying to paint Mel as a liability, right? I think he's desperately hoping that he can convince the higher ups that her presence is a problem. Now, it's crystal clear to me that he's trying to spin this narrative that the melometers are the issue, that their disruption is what's hurting the show's potential. And the only way to fix it is to get rid of Mel. That shit's diabolical, really. I believe he's banking on the idea that if he can't shake her off directly, he'll manipulate the situation until it looks like the show can't survive with her on it. But the gag is, without Mel and the diehard fans rallying for her, Carlos, is your show that can't survive. The story about Stormy going to jail was a lie straight from the pits of hell. Carlos, you're the reason your shows are a flop. You've lost the plot. And honestly, it's not a recent thing. It's been gone. If your shows keep serving up nothing but negativity, it's only a matter of time before what little audience you have left finally tunes out. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bet you know now.